hours are past, telecast, it's the 10 items or less podcast.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the show today. You know the show. It's 10 items or less. I'm your host, Justin Smith, where I bring a guest in and we take normal, regular podcasts and we run it through the express lane. I got 10 questions, and we're going to have a great time. My guest today is somebody that I've known for a long time. He's one of my absolute favorite comedians. He taught me almost everything that I know about podcasting, except for how to schedule a guest. One of the funniest dudes that I know. You guys give it up for Jared Freid.
Thank you for having me, Justin.
Well, let's get into it. First question. I guess this
is the express lane, 10 items or less.
Exactly right.
Okay.
We'll go as quick or as slow as we need to. Would you rather be a truck driver or a flight attendant?
Truck driver.
Why truck driver?
There's no question in the world. Truck driver. Truck driver to me, there's some jobs where I look at it and I go, man, that's a great job for I enjoy a podcast person. Truck driver.
Interesting.
Janitor. Any job. I just had a home organizer come into my home. And this home organizer, Summer Rose, she's fantastic. And she came in let me just tell you, first of all, home organizer, that is a very worthwhile purchase. Man, that's a job because she just sits organizing, headphones in, let's go. So flight attendant, as someone who flies a lot, I feel for flight attendants. Right. I like have a lot of I watch who they deal with, how they deal with the bumps, the flights. They got to be a safety person and they got to be a police and they got to be a waitress or a waiter. So imagine how many jobs are in one.
Yeah.
So as far as the difference, I'm thinking, and listen, this isn't to say that being a truck driver is easy. But the idea that you can just go to La La Land in your head, turn it off, drive, you're in your space, you can pull over and sleep in the back. There's a bed,
right?
TV. You kind of have this nice little nook that's comfy, cozy.
A safe space.
Right. I'm not saying I don't want anybody who's truck driving now to be well, you don't know how hard it is, you know how uncomfortable it is. I don't know. I can't say. I also don't know what it's like to be a flight attendant, but I do know that I would much rather get behind the wheel of a car with a great podcast on like this one,
right,
and drive than I would have someone go, can you ask the person in front of me to not put their seat down as much? Can you imagine being an adult, looking at another adult, telling you, can you tell them to stop it? That's half of the arguments you get involved with. Someone is being mean to me. You're dealing with children.
Your playground assistant.
Yes.
You're keeping peace on the playground.
Yeah, just tons of weird requests. I had a flight last week get canceled, and it was because of union rules. It sucked. My flight got delayed, and then the flight before me got delayed. So then the pilots were like,
right,
we contractually do not fly anymore. We're done.
Yeah.
They canceled the flight at the gate. Now, if you know that your pilots are going to be done at 12 p.m. and it's 11 p.m., you know we're not making that flight. So why don't you cancel it at 11? I have feedback, right, but these things happen. When they canceled the flight, people were screaming at the gate attendants. And
because you're just not ready for it. Those baggage guys don't catch anything, though. They just get
they're in the background. But baggage guys, to me, again, another job. Headphones in.
Yeah.
Ta-ta, world.
I mean, it really does. You look at that window and you're like, man, they are living a great life out there.
Not bad. Not a horrible, to me, put the bags on, take them off, put in some headphones. Listen, I wouldn't want to be out there when it's 3 degrees out.
Right.
But if you're looking for to put your mind on neutral, yeah. I'm assuming, I don't know. Listen, I don't know what they deal with. I don't want to sound like I'm talking down because I actually envy it. I'll tell you a story.
You got cones to play with, those little directional things?
You got some cones. I'll tell you a story. We were in the car. I was probably 20. We're coming back from the Jersey Shore. I'm 24 years old. We're in a car. We're all hungover. We're on the Jersey Turnpike. My buddy's in front, another friend in the front, me and 2 other people in the back. 5 of us in the car. We're in Jersey where you can't pump your own gas.
Right.
Someone pumps it for you. It's the law. So we're in line waiting to get gas in the summer months. Everyone's driving. And we're in the line, and my buddy in the front goes, dude, this must be the worst job in the world. Look, you're outside all day long. You got to pump people's gas. I can't even imagine doing this job. He literally had that speech. Pulls up. We get to the pump. The guy, my friend, goes, how you been? The guy pumping the gas looks at us. He goes, I've never been better. He goes, I get to be outside. I'm making great money. I got my headphones in, listening to my music. What could be better than this? Yeah.
And it's already something you're good at. Everybody's good at pumping gas.
And he literally just said the opposite of literally everything we said in the car. My friend literally just talked about how horrible, and then it's all perspective. You go, I'm sitting here, I'm outside, I'm getting some sun.
Yeah.
I'm making good money. And we were like, our jaws, I wish there was a camera on us. We were just like, what the fuck just happened? Did he hear our conversation? So, yeah, I there's a piece of me that loves a job where you can just kick it into, just put it on autopilot.
Yeah, it really is. Like when I grew up in Oklahoma, you would go to oil field, drilling sites, and those guys that were just doing mindless jobs on a derrick. You're just like,
I don't want to call it mindless because I don't want to insult anyone with those jobs.
It's like not like anybody could do it, but the idea that you could at some point you can turn your brain off and you're just in a system.
Muscle memory takes over.
You're just in a system.
Yeah, it's nice.
And it's like kind of like I understand long distance running because it's the same appeal.
Yes.
It's you're in a motion and you're doing something, but your brain is elsewhere.
I would do anything to have a video of you and a long distance runner, and you saying to the guy, "I get it," just to see his reaction to. No, I get it.
Believe it or not, when I was in college, I used to do I would go on long runs. How
long?
I mean, 4 miles, 5 miles.
4 miles?
Yeah. I wasn't running very fast.
Listen, I ain't going fast at all.
I just had like a playlist, and I just loved that I could just drop, I could just run and think. That's how long ago it was. I said drove instead of run. Right.
And the long distance runners, they're doing like 35 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 miles. They're like that. Yeah. To them, that's a jaunt, I would think.
Well, I just want you to know that long distance is, it's the journey, not the length. Next question, and I this one's specifically for you. Take me through how you buy shoes.
Shoes.
Yes. Because I'm going to tell you something I noticed about you.
I'm not a big shoe head. I'm amazed that this is something you think about.
That's the reason that I asked you this question, because your shoes, you don't have like a lot of shoes. Mm-mm. It's very easy in New York to become a sneakerhead because they're all over the place. We know several of them mutually, but. So you don't have that. You kind of pick one pair of shoes and you kind of go with it for as long as you can.
Yes.
But your shoes are always quite fashionable.
Really?
So the staple that you pick when you pick it is I'm always very like when I saw these on IG, I was very impressed with them.
This is I'll tell you, I don't know how this makes me sound, but this is my mom got them for me.
Oh, wow.
I came home. My mom goes, I got these shoes. I tried to give them to your dad. He didn't want them. Do you want them? And I checked them out. And I said, I love them. I'll take them. I like a pop of color. I like a black with a pop of color. I like wearing like one color, like one monotone dress down color with a pop of color on my feet, maybe on my wrist. And I would say the problem when you're with a mom who gets things for you, which is my mom has done my whole life.
Right.
She will bring stuff home and she'll go, I got you this. My mom's like a shopaholic. There's no question. My whole life, she's just, you can see. My grandmother used to say, she turns into a different person when she's in a store. She would go, she turns into a different person. She runs around. I don't know who could be around her when she's in a store. And she's right. My grandmother was right. My mom turns into a different person when she shops. The problem with someone like that is, it's great because you're like, ooh, this is cool. I got this new treat, and my mom's she's got a good eye for these things. As you can see, I love these shoes.
I would wear those.
Yeah, these are great. I don't know where she got them because I do think they're special edition New Balances. But this is all to say that if you don't like it, it becomes personally offensive to your mom. So my mom, I've come home 5 times over the last 3 months. She's offered me the same pair of jeans.
Oh, no.
And she's like, what do you think of these jeans? And I go, I don't like them. I don't like a soft denim. I like a hard denim. No. I like a structured denim. So I have to get into 5 different arguments with her. She goes, you don't like the jeans? You wear such horrible jeans. Then it becomes about me. Now it's a reflection of how disgusting she thinks I look. So I had to go ahead and hurt my own feelings just because I don't want these jeans. And then also there's this side thing where I don't know how much she spent on the jeans and she can't return them, obviously. So now she's trying to pawn them off on me so that she doesn't feel bad that she bought these jeans in the first place. And my dad's going to say, what are you doing buying all these jeans? And now she can't say, well, Jared needs them. So I'm just a side character in her big grift. So this is the problem with my mom and her shopping tendencies. And so I do get nice shoes, but mentally I've been scarred my whole life by it.
Does she ever do the thing where she also it feels like a personal attack on her as well?
Oh, absolutely. Why would you... This was growing up. We used to go to stores together, and I would try on pants, and I'd go, they don't fit. And she'll go, why? And I go, they just don't fit. And she'd be like, but why don't they fit? And I'd have to be like, because I'm a fat what do you want me to say to you? It would become this personal thing. And I went with a personal shopper once. I went with a stylist.
Right.
And I remember I felt so anxious about going with the stylist. And then the stylist was like, brings me 3 pairs of pants, and I tried them on. They didn't fit, and I start getting this this flashback. I really did feel it, and then I go, these don't work. She goes, okay, and I was like I'm sitting there waiting to be
defense.
I'm waiting to get hit with this emotional why won't you like the jeans? You don't love me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was waiting to explain myself over the jeans not fitting.
And just the indifference walk away shocks you.
It was as if I just floated in a still water. It felt so good.
Isn't it weird when you're just people are like, oh, this is how you realize this is how everybody else is living their life.
Right. And everyone has their things.
Yeah.
You just don't know it until you see it and you go, whoa.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, no, a weight is lifted.
All right, next question. This is also one that I tailored just for you.
Please.
This question is very simple. You could either have your dream tour for a year, shows, how they sell, venues, the whole deal, or you can be the guest picker on game day.
Guest picker on game day.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, because I go through selling shows every day, and I I put it out there. Whenever happens with the show, it always goes well.
Right.
I've never really, there's very rare that a show, no matter how it sells, it's always going to go well. It's always going to be fun. I'm always going to walk away going, that was pretty good. That wasn't, oh, okay, well, we didn't sell out. Even without sellouts, if shows don't sell well, you end up, once you do them, you end up having a great time.
Right.
So that's a struggle I can deal with. College game day, I already know the bit. I already know what I would do. I already know how I would dress. I already know how I would interact with Lee. I know how I would interact with Kirk. Saban would be fun, but McAfee, I would have to figure out a bit to make sure people know that I think he's a hack.
Right.
Like I would need to figure out how to do all that, but I would prepare for game day the way I would prepare for the Tonight Show.
I feel like
for Netflix, it would be the greatest day of my life.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Watching you on it would be the greatest day of my life.
I need you to have better days.
Well, I have great days.
Here's
I
what
run,
I need out of you.
I do all this.
Yeah, I need more. I need other dreams out of you.
I think the McAfee bit would be just to wear a tank top tighter than his.
Something like that. You go tank top, show off your guns. I would more want to make him befuddled. I don't know. I don't know what the bit would be. Maybe I'd meet him and I'd like him. I just don't think that he's done for stand-up what he took from stand-up. So
right.
I think he
used
stand-up comedy to get to where he is and never gave back to the community.
But the good thing is there's people like you that see that.
Well, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God for people like me. But I think I don't think a real stand-up comedian would do that.
Right.
I think stand-ups are supposed to be on the outside looking at the fire going, here's why I think it's burning.
Right. And
it just felt like the cool kids making fun of a nerd. And not nerd's the wrong word, an outsider.
Right. Well, it's good to know that you're pretty neutral about McAfee.
I'd love to come on game day anytime he'll have me.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. If there's a guest that I know would crush, it would be you.
He took over my favorite show. My favorite show.
Yeah. Which is professional wrestling. Jared won't tell you that.
I do like pro wrestling. But I don't watch it enough to have a good opinion.
Right. That's fine.
I watch game day enough to know that it's two shows right now.
Right.
It's McAfee and Saban doing one show, and it's Lee Corso and Herb Street doing another.
Yeah,
and it's just like
they're trying to keep that. They're trying to keep. Yeah, they're trying to keep him going.
Weird.
Next question. So there's a situation. This is an either or.
Mm-hmm.
You can either drive a go-kart for 6 months as your in-town form of transportation, drive a go-kart for 6 months, or wear shape-ups to every wedding for a year.
See, here's the problem with this question for me. I don't drive. So the go-kart thing isn't like a comparison of, like, could I still take Ubers?
So here's the thing. I
Right.
thought about this, and I thought about this loophole
Right.
that you would bring in.
Because shape-ups to a wedding, I go, yeah, I guess I'll do shape-ups to a wedding. Like, it wouldn't matter to me. But also, like, the go-kart,
I think
me, a go-kart in the West Village where I live would actually work. That would actually fit my life and make it better. It wouldn't hamper me at all.
I just want to imagine you pulling up to the cellar
in a go-kart.
In a go-kart, but you've got the goggles on, and you just pull it up.
I think it would be great. I think in New York City, the city should be go-kart only.
Just turn into Mario Kart.
Turn the whole city into Mario Kart. When you get to the city, you got to get out of your car, get in the go-kart. It would, considering how far I go in the city, a go-kart would not. It would help my life.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I guess the go-kart.
Wow.
Yeah. Think about it. Like, I'm trying to think of like where I go on a daily basis. I'm walking.
Right.
So I'd be getting there quicker with the go-kart. It would actually make
be more
me
fun.
lazier. Yeah, it'd be more fun.
Right.
Yeah.
And you'd be able to see everybody kind of like...
I'd be like you, a former long-distance runner.
I'm never gonna live that down. You tell somebody a personal thing one time, and you're just gonna go. I just want you to know, you will forever be known.
Justin and I are two former long distance runners, two former marathoners here on the 10 Items or Less podcast.
I'm just imagining you driving a go-kart and just like the raccoon tail on the top on the antenna.
Love it.
Open faced helmet.
I'd get a sidecar for you.
Yeah. That's a big sidecar. I love it though. I'm very happy.
The sidecar's driving the sidecar.
Yeah. Justin, we got to make this turn. It's by the
lean into it.
Yeah, you got to go to the right. Lean to the right. All right, this one is fairly straightforward.
Okay.
For all the liquid in your life, would you rather only be able to drink out of cans or only out of bottles?
Cans. No question.
Wow.
No question, like a can, because bottles might be plastic bottles. I don't like a plastic bottle. I like a glass bottle.
No. So I'm glass bottles only.
Oh, glass?
No plastic. It's either can or glass bottle. And it's everything. It's water, it's milk, it's across the board. So if you're drinking milk out of a can or out of a glass bottle.
How much milk do you think I'm drinking?
I don't think you're drinking a lot, but I'm just saying, like, if you just having it, everything's got to be.
I think everything tastes better out of a glass bottle.
I agree.
So I guess it would be the glass bottle.
I'm going to tell you something.
I haven't drank the whole month.
How's that going?
I was like, I got to take a month. I got to see how a month feels.
What a good time to do it while you're writing new material. I feel like that's...
Writing new material. Yeah, getting back into long distance running.
Yeah.
So this is all a good time for me to start not drinking.
You tell your friend one thing when the cameras are rolling, and
I just like what you thought was long distance. 4 miles.
I mean, that's not a short distance.
There's ultra marathoners out there.
Listen,
what would you say to an ultra marathoner?
I put it to anybody. If you go to a gym and you go to the row of treadmills to somebody that's just about to start running,
right,
and you go, all right, you're gonna run for as long as I enter in the distance. And they go,
the way you said that didn't sound like you had a good memory from your long distance running days.
Because if we're gonna enter the distance,
sounded like you haven't pushed something into a treadmill. We're gonna put the numbers in the thing. That description of doing, treadmills aren't Mac computers. I mean, push into the.
You gotta hack the chips, right? You gotta hack the software.
4 miles. No, look. When people train for a marathon, the distance day is like 15 miles.
I think if you went to somebody and go, hey, we're gonna go for a run today.
I'm not a runner. I'm just saying. I did 2 miles yesterday. It was brutal. Brutal.
Yeah. Brutal.
That's what I would call it. Brutal. I hurt my leg golfing last week, and I slipped. It was an old man slip. I slipped coming down the tee box. It was a little tiny hill, and this foot went out. And
morning.
It was in the morning,
wet.
And the wet, and then this foot went like this, like straightened my leg, and it straightened so much that it like popped my thigh. And for the next 2 holes, like I was trying to like tough it out. I was alone on the golf course, and I just kept going. It was such pain that I kept going, huh? Like you're trying to like get the pain out of you with sound. You ever do that?
Oh, of course, all the time.
I used to do that hungover. When I'd have a headache, I go, ah. It was the only way to feel better from the hangover.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and so I've been trying to like go back to the gym slowly. And I did a boot camp class yesterday.
Oh no! Did you make the noises?
No.
That's what I kept thinking. I was like, because sometimes when you go back to something, you forget all your old tendencies, and then you do something. You realize, oh, I'm in a room filled with people.
I was in this boot camp class. They had it for some reason. They decided to have a split teacher, so instead of one instructor, they had 2. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea.
Are they working in tandem or one's on, one's off?
It was kind of one on, one off, but the other one would be like kind of supporting a little bit. But one of them's, their microphone didn't really work that well.
Oh, I hate this energy
I was
already.
So annoyed. And I'm like, the whole time I'm going, you know when you're like looking around for other people to go, what's going on? You want some community to, to go, we don't know what they're saying. But I was the only one. Every time they would be like, okay, they were like talking you through the workout as it's going on.
I don't think there's anything worse than that.
Yeah, I was really upset. And then I was like, do I say something? And I was like, I don't go to this gym. Like, I'm here in Nashville. Oh. Yeah, it was a tough day.
So you're a visitor and you hate the energy, but you're alone and hating the energy.
Right. And I can't go, hey, I think the microphone doesn't work, because I didn't see anyone else looking around not understanding. It was like a tone thing. I couldn't hear it. So...
Well, I think when you're, especially in Nashville, I think there's a thing where you're just, nobody is at home here. So they all act like they're visiting, and they've been told that it's the greatest place on the planet.
I'm with you. I agree with that completely, because the class, I was like, this class looks like I'm in LA. Like the clientele was LA.
Yeah.
That was not a Nashville group.
But I just want you to know, Jared, wherever you go and every place that you go, whenever I'm with you, you go, hey, let's go here. And I walk in and I go, where have these people been the entire time that I've been here?
Where's this group
We could be in Biloxi, and you go, hey, let's go to this little place. You got to go through a phone booth to get to, and then all of a sudden, it is all the hottest people within 300 miles.
I do know how to find a hottie.
Yes, you do.
That is kind of
yes, you do. All right, so this one I'm very excited to ask you.
Yeah.
What is the craziest thing you've ever had delivered to your house?
What is the craziest thing I've ever had delivered to my house? I have a painting of me.
Well,
There's a painting of me holding charcuterie, and it's hung up in my bathroom.
I think that feels like a winner to me.
Yeah, that has been delivered.
A painting
to my
of
home.
yourself holding.
Can you imagine
meats and cheeses?
Holding meats. Can you imagine you're a woman that I've brought home? You know, we met at a run club where we do long distance running.
Seem very put together.
Beautiful woman. We go for drinks, we have dinner, and then you come back to my place. You're like, "Can I use the bathroom?" And then you look up, and it's just a painting of the guy you're about to hook up with.
What is the
holding meats and cheeses?
What is that when you're in your painting? What is your clothing situation?
Black shirt, apron. I think it says board lord on it.
Okay.
And I'm holding a board full of meats and cheeses.
Are you like smiling? Is it like a?
I'll
like
send you a picture of it. I'm not smiling.
Right.
It's more knowing.
Gotcha.
Like I know I'm going.
Like you've earned this title.
Yes. Like I know whoever's sitting on this toilet that I'm looking at.
Right.
Is about to get gone down on by me.
I love that you got a painting of you and you thought this goes in the bathroom.
Yeah, it was the only place. It's right next to a Tom Brady poster. 2 goats.
2 men in their prime.
Yeah.
What? First of all, I just want to say before we get to the last question, you crushed today, dude.
Thank you.
You were the best guest that I could ever ask for.
The first guest ever.
No, not the first guest. We've done a few.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you, you did great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And
you did great.
Oh, I don't know
Full
about that.
comeback from the non-invitation.
I don't.
Non-invitation.
I feel like you're just trying to give me a feather.
I give you a feather. No, you did a great job. You got a great show, fully prepared. We're gonna nail this invite thing.
Yeah. So I think
I've helped the podcast. I think I've helped production.
So by the way, would you say other than the direction thing,
you have a show? That's all you can ask from a podcast with a premise and a repeatable bit.
Yeah.
I think that's like what's needed from a lot of podcasts. If we had just sat here and talked about comedy, I think how many of those do we have to do before?
Are 2 white guys talking about comedy? That's not a thing that's
brutal.
That's on, right?
Right.
Nobody's doing that.
And I get caught in it. Sometimes I'm on these shows and I start talking about internet commenters. I'm like, how did I end up doing this again? I gotta shut the fuck up.
I don't want to do it. I want to hang out and have fun.
Right.
And the whole premise of the show was basically to ask questions that you've never been asked before.
Right.
Because I love the idea of having creative people having to use their brains, and I love that. That's my favorite thing about.
Good stretch for my brain.
It was pretty crazy for a guy that answers questions into his phone almost hourly, for you to kind of stump you and make you have to think. It was my favorite thing. I was very proud of that.
I appreciate
today.
it.
So last question.
Appreciate the journey.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. Last question. It's the same one every week. What hill would you die on?
What hill would I die on? The hill that I would die on is that there should never be paper cups for cold drinks.
Interesting.
Cold drinks should come in plastic or styrofoam cups or no cup at all. Right now at the Delta Sky Club, they have taken away the plastic cup that I used to use to make my iced coffee in, and they've replaced it with a paper cup. The cup basically dissolves after 20 minutes. To say this has ruined my life would be not an overstatement at all. This is something I think about every day. Paper cups should never be used to hold cold drinks.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I think I love this take more than all of the previous ones before.
Thank you.
The idea that we've introduced paper back into...
This is the paper straws. This is the underrated version of the paper straws. No one's going to complain about this but me. No one's going to call this out. This is something that is just seeping into the everyday society that we're 10 years away from holding a mushy cup that used to have our iced tea in it.
Well, I want to ask you this. So I saw this. This is a thing that they do a lot in Mexico. I wondered how you would feel about this. The thing that they do is they have the glass bottle, but they recycle so heavily that you go into a place in Mexico and they give you a bag. And you put ice in the bag. It's like a bag of ice. It's a small bag of ice. And then you just pour the drink into the bag. And then you pinch it around a straw.
I've seen the bags. I don't like it. I don't like that it doesn't give you the option. I like this.
Would you more than a paper cup?
No. Both of those out.
Yeah.
I don't want any. I want to be able. No. I do not in any way. Here's the thing. It's got to be strong enough to be sipped out of from the side of the cup. So this is my problem with the paper cup, and this is my problem with the bag. Like, I'm not going to drink a drink as if it's the last few crumbs of smart food that I'm trying to get out of the bottom of the bag. What am I going to do? Sit there like this, trying to get my drink out of there? No. I don't want to drink out of a bag. I don't want to drink out of a paper cup. I want a plastic cup with good ice.
I really feel like there should be I really wish there was a not plastic but glass situation that was possible.
There is. The glass situation is a actual china, and I'm not always on board with that.
But I mean, like glass.
If I had the option, when they say, "Do you want for here to go?" I'm always to go.
Right.
Give me the garbage. I don't want your fine china. I want to be able to walk out.
Right. Always have an escape plan. Always have a parachute.
Always get ready to get out of here. Take the check right away.
I love it.
Let me fill that out.
I love it.
So I can walk right out. That's my dad's move. That was always his move.
Is your dad a look at the bill before or he just hands the card to the server?
It depends on how much you trust the server. I think it's more of a trust thing. If he thinks that they've done a great job, he will not look at the bill. But no, I shouldn't say that. He would look at the bill. He looks at everything. He likes to know.
But now
he can't see, so he sends me the bill to look at it. So now I have to look at it.
So it looks like he's asking you to pay the bill.
Right,
almost.
and then I got to know what type of tipper he is. Right. So he goes...
Because he won't wear glasses in front of people.
He will, but sometimes he forgets them. He has the ones that like connect in the middle, so he'll like wear them around his neck. And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
He just
pushes it to me. What is it? That's what he says to me. What is it? Does it look like we got everything?
I'm gonna tell you something. First of all,
I'm a seeing eye dog.
This episode was so good, fantastic.
Great, I had a great time.
Thank you for coming. By the way, I love you. I love your comedy. I love the art that you put out. Everything that you do, podcast wise, stand up wise. Also, your family is amazing. Like everything about who you are.
Oh, you're way too kind. You're the best.
I love. Follow Jared.
Feelings are mutual.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Follow Jared on all social media. Jared Freid on all the socials, right?
At Jared Freid on it. Oh no, I'm one of those idiots. I never thought I was an idiot. JTrain56 on Twitter. Jared Freid on Instagram. Jared Freid on Threads. Wizard of Ha on TikTok.
Nice.
And Jared Freid on YouTube. Yeah, just Jared Freid on Instagram. You'll find all my shit.
That's perfect. Absolutely, man. Thank you so much.